this was the big problem for the Germans, of course. The Allies had complete air supremacy, and these Spitfires and Typhoons really had free will to actually roam the skies of France. Now what the Allies have done is put down a marker to these Spitfires, and this is marking out the station as in Allied hands, the green, and these signal flares would have been worked out with the Air Force. And at this point in the war, the Allies really getting organised with radio and close cooperation between the Navy, the Air Force and the Army, all these working together. So obviously they don't want the Spitfires or Hurricanes or Typhoons to strafe this station, so the Allies have put a marker down to mark it out as in order. So no one has attacked this station. We can imagine how difficult it was for the Germans there to operate. And in fact it got so bad for the Germans that they actually operated only during the night time. Every bit of movement had to be at night. If they were operating in daylight, they were real targets for these ground attack aircraft. And you can see at the right of the battlefield, at this platform there, the Germans are actually coming back to have a look at this station. Not really aware that the Allies are hiding in it. Now, what I'm going to do is get out of the way, because me being a German, and they're Americans, and they're probably after me. So we've got this situation where the Allies have come to the platform, signalled to the marauding Spitfires and Hurricanes not to strafe the station. The Germans are sneakily coming back in to have a look what's gone on, and they're totally unaware at this point that the station has been occupied, and we're having a look here, it's been occupied by American troops from the 82nd Airborne. Now that German there, he's an officer, and German officers can be recognised by their silver epaulets. And he's actually a hatman. Now a hatman is a captain. And that's a British captain, but the Germans call them hatmen. So he's quite a senior officer with these German soldiers. So I don't know what they're up to. He's probably lost something last night, that officer. Oh! Hey, they didn't like that, did they? Them Germans did not like that. Now the Germans are running away. Now is that Hatman? What's up with him? Has he been injured or has he been captured? Hey look, he's been shot. Now at the back of the station there, the Americans have positioned, and they look like soldiers from the 101st. They've got a 30 caliber mounted on top of the bridge, and a 30 caliber is the little brother or sister of the big 50 caliber. Now what are the Germans up to? They're going to try and rescue their hatman or their officer. He looks like he's been shot in the arm. Could have been worse. Think about that. Oh hey, look, they're stinging around on the platform there, on the railway, those Germans there. Now the Germans are armed with the Mauser, the K98 Mauser, and that was actually first introduced in 1898 and was used throughout World War I and into World War II. And the Germans are not going to give up this platform without a fight. Now the Americans retreating under covering fire. And what they're going to use is smoke to cover their retreat as well. Or I'm going to get out of the way. Now, smoke is used on both sides to actually cover the movement of soldiers. Still used today. Very, very effective. Put a smoke screen down and the soldiers don't know who they're firing at. Now, I don't think the Germans know how many American troops are hiding around here. I didn't know until I came here and saw them all. So they might get a nasty shock in a minute. Americans falling back, and is he pulling these Germans into a trap, perhaps? Now, the automatic weaponry is a smaller caliber, predominantly 9mm. Now, the Germans actually making good progress here, forcing these Americans back. Now, the commandos turn. Recognise the commandos with their green berets. Now, all four of the Allies working together effectively. Now it's time for the Allies to be on the back foot. Looks like there's some more reinforcements coming in, some more smoke being put down by the Americans. Now look, some more German troops reinforcing. The paratroopers and the commandos and the Americans there holding the centre of the platform. Oh heck, that American's been shot. And now to be shot, you'll end up with a wound about the size of your finger, where the bullet enters the body, and where the bullet exits the body will be about the size of a saucer. So this soldier here, he's been treated by medics, and the first job of a medic will be to inject the casualty with morphine. And of course, morphine's a very powerful painkiller, and that will hopefully numb the wound, the pain. And then the next thing is to bandage the wound up, because this soldier will be bleeding very, very heavily from the back. Now what are these Americans doing? They're getting over the fence there. Now that's how they evacuate a casualty. You just grab them by the braces and pull them out of the way. Now he'll be taken back to be treated in the French cafe with the French resistance. Now, the Germans here, what are they doing? So slowly pressing these Allies back. Now that American weapon is a grease gun. We're talking about the British Sten. Rushed into production. These grease guns were as well. Now, what are these Americans doing? Oh, they're trying to outflank the Germans. Now, outflanking is a good thing to do. And that means getting around the back of the soldiers if you're attacking them. And then you can bring fire on two sides to the enemy. Now what are those Germans doing? Hey up, they're retreating! It's just a cunning plan. No, it is just a cunning plan, because I think they're in radio contact and you can see them. Now they're going to radio to the Luftwaffe. Now the Luftwaffe are the German Air Force. So what the Luftwaffe are going to do, they're going to send one of their Fokkers to bomb the railway station. And You always get interactive, Jim, and we said, you bombed our chippy. But I tell you what, you lot bombed our schnitzel factory, and we don't like it, so we're going to strafe your railway thing with a fucker. Right. You'll never get it. Now then, smoke's going down, the fucker's flying overhead. Oh. Now the Germans' radios getting out of the way. Now the Allies are advancing again. Now a lot of smoke on here. And the Major's saying, let the Germans come in. Now the Allies are keeping their heads down again. Now what are the Germans going to do? They're going to try and counter-attack the Allies here again. The second counter-attack. And the Major's saying, fall back, fall back. As the Major's got the plan. Now the paratrooper there using his Sten. Now that Sten will have a range of about 30 meters, 9mm caliber. Sergeant getting out of the way, covering fire. Now the Germans retaking their position again. A few casualties on the railway. Now the Allies being pushed right back to the French cafe, where their wounded are being treated. Oh no. Germans taking some time as well. Oh no! It looks like they're getting attacked from the back as well. Hey, how sneaky is that? They got over the fence and went round the back of the Germans. Now, the Germans are in trouble. They're getting it from the front and the back. I tell you what, they don't like that. Now, look at that big thing up there. That's a 30 caliber. Now they're going to be using this 30 caliber here. And the Major's saying there, let the Germans come in. Let them come in. So he's going to lay a little trap for them here, I think. Now these soldiers marked out with the red. Now they're marked out as reasonably neutral people, and they would treat now, let's have a look. The Germans getting the smoke screen down. Still getting it from the back as well by the Americans. Now the officer there, there's the Hatman. Oh, it's an American soldier. Is he going to make it back?
We ain't shot one!
Oh, hey, what a shame. The 2 meters and you've been safe. Oh, he's going to get treated. Now then, you see the Germans having to fight on both sides. Commando taking well-aimed shots with his Lee Enfield, and that would have a range of 800 meters. Oh, coming in. Commando down. Germans surrendering. Now the Major's there saying Happy Hawk. Now what have we got left there? We've got the German officers. Oh, it's always a difficult point here. Some German prisoners. The German officers, how many? 2 German officers and 1 wound. Now these German officers here will be really good prisoners of war. They will have papers and information, and they're going to be marched off. Now the Major here, just checking his casualties. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is a victory for the Allies! Now if you enjoyed that, come and see us again tomorrow at the German... Now what we're going to do is get all the soldiers organised, and then we're going to give them a really good smashing round of applause. Don't go onto the railway please, or the platform, until it's all safe to do that. We'll just get all the soldiers lined up, and then we'll give them a really smashing round of applause. It takes a lot of effort to put in a battle like this. So senior NCOs and officers, stand up please.
Mummy, my bag slipped down.
Right, soldiers, get in the line and we'll give you a round of applause. Checking all the weapons are nice and clear. Right, there we go. Let's give all these reenactors a really good round of applause. It's soldiers from the Northern World War II Association. It's a fantastic audience, fantastic venue. If you enjoyed that, come and see us again tomorrow at the German station. Now, one of the main important things for us is to remember, and we would like you to join with us in a minute's silence to remember, particularly soldiers that fought and died in World War II, but again, conflicts all around the world that are going on today and in the past.